If you've already watched the video on how to set up a sheet view, you're ready to do your first print. We're going to do this one as a PDF print. And what you want to do is go to the top of the screen here, your quick access toolbar, and we're going to find PDF export. Okay, it'll pull up this box, and we just need to fill in the proper information. We'll start off by doing a print with just the current window. That means we're only going to do this single sheet, first floor, A1. Okay, the next thing is we'll come down here and give this a name. Because this is going to be a floor plan, I should name it accordingly. You know, it's got my Brother Allen project name, and then I'm going to tell it floor plan at the end of that. And then we want to go ahead and browse so that we tell this where it's going to print. I'm going to browse to my OneDrive, courses, BIM 1, Winter 26, and I'll put it right here. Now down here you're going to find that it looks like maybe you need to give it a name again. Don't give it a name here. This is just the path that it's going to find to make sure that it puts your PDF in the right location. So I'm going to click open, and it'll put that same information right here. Okay, the next thing is let's find a page size. From the list here, hopefully you have an 11 by 17. If you were going to do a full-size print, you could do 22 by 34. But the way we do things in this class, we're going to do a half size, so we want to make sure to choose 11 by 17. And then we're going to tell it to zoom 50%. That'll basically take a full size and just shrink it down so that it fits on a half size sheet or an 11 by 17. And just a word of caution here, never ever choose fit to page. What happens then is it will almost get everything the same as if it were 50%, but it'll actually be out of scale just a little bit. Okay, because fit to page just says what's the largest size that this could actually be and still fit on 11 by 17, which is not the same thing as scaling it precisely and perfectly at 50. So this is what we want to choose. And then you can just compare some of your other settings, make sure they look the same as what you see on my screen. There are a few things down here that I like to have selected, and it's basically just going to hide things that I don't want to show up in the print. You know, for example, right here I've got, this is an elevation view tag, and it's empty. There's no text in this yet, so it's not referenced. And as long as it's not referenced, it's not going to print. When it does become referenced, it will print. So for right now, we want that selected, and this won't be showing up for me. Okay, the next thing is that I'm just going to click export. And you probably won't get this warning. For me, I'm just going to click yes. And it almost feels as though nothing happened. But if you go look in the directory where you saved it, here's my project. I've got a PDF. And if you're working in the computer labs, you won't be able to open this in Bluebeam. When you double click on it, it should just open it in Microsoft Explorer. So I'm going to try to open mine the way that you would expect to see it if you were in the lab. Microsoft Edge. And it looks like this. Okay, and from here we can actually tell it to print. If you're working on a home computer, then you can double click on that file that you just created, and it will just open in whatever the default program is. Hopefully, you know, like Bluebeam. If you have Bluebeam on your computer, it'll open there, and then you can print from there. If it opens in Edge, then we'll go over here to the little print icon. And the trick is we need to tell it to go to the right printer. If you're in the computer lab, you should see something that looks almost identical to this, only it won't say color. It'll say BW. On my laptop, this is the list of printers I have access to, and I don't have the one that's just in black and white. So it'll say student BW 11 by 17, and it probably says this too on Abinadi. That's what you want to select. Again, student BW, not student color. So I'm going to select that. And look down here to make sure that everything is good. Color, black and white, that's perfect. Print on one side. Let's go to some more settings and just make sure that we've got the right sheet size or paper size. Okay, if it says letter, then it's not going to be quite right. You can tell already it's not right because it's getting us kind of a weird white gap space on the top and bottom. So letter is too small. We want 11 by 17. And we want this one to be not fit. Once again, if you do the scale, it's going to be slightly off. It'll be adjusted. We want this to either be actual size, or you can scale it at 100%. That's the same thing either way. And then when you're done with that, go ahead and hit print. That will send it out to the printer. It won't actually print anything yet. In order to release that print, you need to walk outside of the computer labs, either 145 or 147, and right outside there, before you make it to the hallway, you should see a little printer off to the side. And that printer has a card swipe connected to it. Go swipe your iCard. As long as you have funds on there, then you should get a print within just a couple seconds. In another video, I'll show you how to put money onto that iCard, but if you've already got money on, you're already set and ready to go.